Thokozani emakosini Tamako. Thank you for joining me for another video. I'm going to be continuing a teaching on initiation. So long story short, also, initiation is also required to get you to the place of Acts chapter 10 verse 38. Okay. So it reads, how God anointed Msindisi of Nazareth with the Holy Ghost and with power. Okay, so he was anointed with the Holy Ghost and he was anointed with power. Who went about doing good and healing all that were oppressed of the devil, for God was with him. He went about doing good and healing all that were oppressed of the devil. Okay, so that is basically where we are supposed to get to after initiation. Jubilees chapter 10 here. I'm going to read from verse 10. So Noah had prayed. Let me read Noah's prayer first. Chapter 10 verse 3, Jubilees. And he prayed before the Lord his God and said, God of the spirits of all flesh, who has shown mercy unto me, and has saved me and my sons from the waters of the flood, and has not caused me to perish, as thou didst the sons of perdition. For thy grace has been great towards me, and great has been thy mercy to my soul. And let thy grace be lifted up upon my sons, and let not wicked spirits rule over them, lest they should destroy them from the earth. But do thou bless me and my sons, that we may increase and multiply and replenish the earth. And thou knowest how thy watchers, the fathers of these spirits, acted in my day. And as for these spirits which are living, imprison them, and hold them fast in the place of condemnation. And let them not bring destruction on the sons of thy servant, my God. For these are malignant and created in order to destroy. And let them not rule over the spirits of the living. For thou alone canst exercise dominion over them. And let them not have power over the sons of the righteous from henceforth and forevermore. That was Noah's prayer. So in response to that, God responded, and one of us, he commanded that we should teach Noah all their medicines, for he knew that they would not walk in uprightness nor strive in righteousness. And we did according to all his words. All the malignant evil ones we bound in the place of condemnation, and the 10th part of them we left, that they might be subject before Satan on the earth. And we explained to Noah all the medicines of their diseases, together with their seductions, how he might heal them with herbs of the earth. And Noah wrote down all things in a book, as we instructed him, concerning every kind of medicine. Thus the evil spirits were precluded from hurting the sons of Noah. So, entwasweni, or from the time you would go in epehlweni, from time to time, you'll have your ancestor, your guides, approaching you in your sleep or visions, to teach you herbs, medicines, secrets on how to heal the people. Okay. I did say from the last video that when you go to or it is your ancestors, I spoke about the spirit of a man within them being the one to tell everything about you. So in African belief, obviously, we believe that everyone is born with a guardian angel, born with an angel accompanying them, protecting them, specifically assigned. Okay, so it is those spirits, those ancestors you walk with, that are gonna be able to explain to you what is within you, the journey that you need to walk, the gifts that you possess, and how you're gonna work. Yo, when you are in initiation, um, you'll be shown certain herbs as well, um, that are supposed to even that you will use in order to heighten that connection between um, you and your ancestor, or even activate that power that is in you, that is lying dormant in you. So you go, like I showed you in Joshua chapter 9 verse 5, you go and you serve and you learn the instruction of God, the ways of God, the ways God has instructed us Bantus to live. Now, your ancestors are that key to that type of information too. Okay, it's not always that you would hear it even from me or from anyone else. It's something that you need to do research in your family. So when you get there, what do I mean about God's way? Okay, I read to you right now that herbs is a way of healing, that God had established the way of healing. So you learn herbs when those are part of those are parts of the things that you will learn in Dosweni. You learn herbs, you learn your culture, you learn how to divine. Okay. You're also given, as I stated, you're also given herbs to help boost your spirit, and activate your spirit to the point where you can work. You have to do all that is necessary to open your third eye and begin to use the power that is dormant within you. Okay. You pasha, meaning you speak to your ancestors, you pray, you fast when you're required. You go to the mountains, you go to the rivers to connect with your ancestors and with God. You dance, meaning that ancestral dancing, not just hip-hop dancing or kwaito or amapiano, it's ancestral dancing. You take time also, if there is time in the day, you take time to meditate. You can read books. But generally, you are supposed to be doing something that must be feeding your spirit to grow your spirit, man. Of course. Okay. Because in growing your spirit, man, you are now killing the flesh. Ne? Romans chapter 8. Romans chapter 8 verse 13. For if we live by the flesh, ye shall die. But if ye through the Spirit do mortify the deeds of the body, you will live. So, it's very important for you to kill the flesh. Understand it like this: when you go epehlweni or you go to initiation, you're not going to a retreat, you're not going to relax. You're basically going to military camp, It's very militant because it is supposed to kill your flesh. You're supposed to connect with your spirit, do things that benefit your spirit, man. You will be required to change your diet, you fast, you refrain from intimacy, you sleep when you sleep a few hours. You don't sleep like a normal person. You understand? It's also a way of killing the flesh so that your spirit man can arise, become stronger. So once your ancestors feel that you are ready, they will begin showing you signs that you may proceed with your graduation ceremony, like 1 Samuel chapter 10, verse 6. All right, but with respects to the Kobela, who is your spiritual parent, they are the one who facilitate your training. They are shown to you by your ancestors. You don't choose somebody to go and initiate you or activate that power. Why? Because you and your Kobela, you and your trainer must have the same ancestral spirits at the very least. It may not be the same ways of working, but at the very least, you must have the same spirits so that communication and connections are seamless. Frankly, I can't give you something I don't have. I have to have it in order to give it to you first. Like, it also means, it's also important because it means that that trainer, okay, has met all the requirements to assist your ancestors when you walk in. Okay. Remember, John said to Msindisi, you coming to me for me to baptize you. I should be coming to you. But Msindisi's reply was like, no, let it be for now that you must baptize me, okay? Because we need to fulfill all righteousness, meaning that all the requirements of the law, of your culture, of how the things must be done to initiate, we need to fulfill them. All righteousness must be fulfilled, meaning that your Kobala must have, there are requirements that your spiritual trainer must have fulfilled in the spirit so that all righteousness is fulfilled. Otherwise, you have stories like it was incomplete, or some things sometimes you will have because of those things. It's not always because of that, but it's where these stories come with, there was incomplete and now you need to go back and everything because there's some things that were not, there were requirements that were not met. Makosi. So, to take up your calling or to not take up your calling is disobedience to God, to your maker, who made you for a reason. Because everyone here has a purpose. And as much as we don't see it, we are interconnected. If you don't take up your calling, how many people will not be healed, or how many people, it's like a backlog of clients now. The ancestors have to hurry up now and find other healers because you didn't do it. You understand? Some people end up not finding the right people because, like, the requirements, some ancestors just don't go to anybody or will not be touched by anybody. It has to be somebody specific who can address their issues, concerns, matters. Okay, so the longer you take to answer is the more you immerse yourself in darkness and things get worse. Even words can make things worse when we speak negatively, especially when we know we have not even given it the time to understand or to research about it. Speaking against it can also make things worse. Msinisi said we will be judged by our words. So just, if you are called Don't be like Jonah. Okay. God called Jonah and said, Jonah, I'm sending you. I've made you for a special reason. You're so special. I've made you for a special reason. I need you to go there. Jonah was like, Uba, who? Me? Oh no. And then, yeah. So, take time. If you're still not understanding, pray for understanding. If it's really rough, that bad, speak to your ancestors and ask them to give you understanding of your work as well as a love for it, because the journey is not easy. So always ask for a love of it, because there are a lot of people, a lot of things that can discourage you. You understand? When you take up your light, Satan will come at you full force. When you know who you are, the dragon comes. Okay? But it's a beautiful thing. It's not easy. You're joining an army. It's militant. You understand? Yeah, we'll talk more in the next video. I'm tired. I'm going to sleep. Emakhosini, guys.